Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to your mat. Today's yoga flow is a detox flow where we use twists and balancing poses to detox our body. Roll out your mat and meet me in mountain pose. Starting today's flow in mountain pose at the top of your mat. Feet can be hip width apart or toes together, heels out, palms down by your sides. Roll your shoulders back, opening up your chest, looking straight forward, allowing your tailbone to drop as you tuck your pelvis in towards your spine. Nice, long, neutral alignment from the top of your head all the way down to your heels. Grounding down through all four corners of your feet, feeling your mat beneath your feet. Tuning in and connecting to your breath, starting to deepen your breath on the inhales and deepening them on the exhales. From here, coming into standing cat and cow, bringing your hands to your thighs, bending at your hips, sending your tailbone back. We're going to inhale as you round your stomach towards the front of your mat, pushing your tailbone out as well as your shoulder blades rolling back. Exhale, cat pose, as you roll your back, your spine, tucking your navel towards your back, bringing your head down towards your chest. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. A few more just like this. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more. Coming back to a neutral spine, standing up. I'm going to face you so you can see what I'm doing. Take your feet wider than your hips. Parallel, facing forward. Hinging from your hips, you're just going to start to hinge forward. Hands can be at your hips. Coming to a flat back. Neck and spine in a neutral long line. Micro bend in your knees, looking down towards the ground. Taking your left hand and planting it between your hands while you send your right arm up above, reaching towards the sky, rotating from the shoulders, opening up the chest, keeping your hips in alignment. On your next exhale, release your right hand down towards the mat. Replace it with your left hand, sweeping your left hand up towards the sky, reaching high with your fingertips, rolling your shoulder blades back. Breathing into this nice gentle twist. Being mindful not to lock your knees. On your next exhale, bring your left hand down to meet your right. Pause here with both hands on the mat. And leading with your hips, rooting down through your feet, slowly start to come all the way back up and meet me in mountain pose. Sweeping your hands up towards the sky, palms touch overhead. And as you exhale, we're going to slowly start to reach to the right, bending at the waist. Go to your depth. Inhale brings you all the way back up. On your next exhale, reach to the left. Inhale all the way back up. Hugging your hands down through heart center, pausing at your heart. Sweeping your arms up overhead. Exhale as you swan dive down, leading from your hips to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can be at your shins or on the mat. Nice long line from the top of your head right through to your tailbone. Exhale as you plant your hands down, stepping your right foot back, dropping your knee, coming into a low crescent lunge. Uncurl your back toes if that feels comfortable. Rooting down through your left foot, all four corners. Making sure your knee is stacked over your heel. You should feel a nice, strong stretch in your right hip flexor. Rooting down through your fingertips on the mat. Nice long line. The top of your head, down to the heel of your right foot. On your next inhale breath, rooting down through your front foot and the back foot, reaching your arms up overhead, coming in to high lunge. Really allowing your body to sink into your left hip without losing your alignment. Feeling the stretch in your right hip flexor. On your next exhale, drop your left arm straight out in front as you twist from the waist, turning to the right, bringing your right hand towards the back of the mat. Strong foundation between your front foot and your back foot, allowing your head to gaze over your right shoulder only if your neck allows it. Breathe here, feeling the twists coming from your hips and your shoulders. Next inhale, sweeps your right arm forward, bringing both hands back up overhead. Pausing here for a breath. Bringing your hands to touch in Anjali Mudra or prayer hands at the top of your head. Twisting to the left as you bring your hands down, placing your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, pushing your hands into one another as you send your left elbow high to the sky for a nice twist here. Gazing up towards your left elbow if neck allows it. Your next inhale brings you back through center, lifting your arms back up overhead. Exhale, planting your right hand down to meet your left foot, twisting and lifting up your left hand towards the sky. Exhale as you allow your left hand to meet the top of the mat. Pause here for one breath. Curl your back toes under, lift your knee as you send your left foot back to meet your right, coming into Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. Rooting down through your hands. Feet are hip distance apart. Nice micro bend in your knees. Sending your chest towards your knees. Head hangs heavy, gazing at your feet. On your next inhale, sweeping your right foot up to three-legged down dog. Exhale as you bend your knee, rounding your back and bringing your knee to nose. Hold for one breath. Exhale, sending it back up and behind you. Exhale as you bend your knee, rolling your right hip towards the left. Gazing under your right armpit, if your balance and neck allows it. Straightening your hips, leveling them out. Back to three-legged down dog. Exhale as you send your right foot forward, planting between your hands. Staying up in a high runner's lunge. On your next inhale, rooting down through your front foot, rooting down through the ball of your back foot, sweeping your arms up. Making sure your right knee is in line with your ankle, grounding down through your feet. On your next inhale, shifting your weight forward to your front foot, step to the top of your mat and meet me in mountain pose. Reconnect to your breath, rooting down through your feet. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, sweeping your arms up high, palms touch overhead. Exhale as you swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, step the left foot back, dropping your knee towards the mat, uncurling your toes if that feels good for you. Rooting down through your front foot and your back foot, pushing down, lifting your arms up overhead, palms facing one another. biceps near the ears. Feeling a nice strong stretch in our front hip. Dropping our right arm straight out in front as we twist to the left, sending our left arm back towards the back of the mat. Gaze can reach behind if neck allows. Next inhale breath sweeps the arm back up. Both arms reach for the sky. Palms touch as we start to rotate to the right, bringing our left elbow to the outside of our right knee, pushing into our hands, sending our right elbow towards the sky, rooting down through our front foot. Reconnecting to our breath. Our next inhale, mindfully start to come back up, reaching our hands back up to the sky. Exhaling our left hand down beside our right foot, sending our right hand up to the sky, twisting from the chest. Next exhale breath sends our right hand down towards the mat. Pausing here for a breath. Curling our back toes under, lifting our back knee up off the ground, pushing into our hands as we step back to downward facing dog. Connecting back to the breath. Allowing our body to settle in. Your next inhale breath, lifting your left foot up towards the sky for three-legged down dog. And on your exhale, bend your left knee as you roll through, rounding your back, bringing knee to nose. Inhaling it back up. Bending the knee, rolling your left hip out so it's facing the left side of your mat. Rooting down through your hands, maybe sending your gaze under your left armpit. Trying to keep equal pressure in both of your front hands. Rolling your hip back to center. Three-legged down dog. And on the exhale, bringing it through, planting it between your front hands. High on the back foot. Grounding down. Reconnecting to your breath. I know that sequence was a little difficult. Rooting down through your feet. Coming up, sweeping your arms up overhead. Shifting your weight forward towards your left foot, stepping to the top of your mat and meeting me in mountain pose. Shimmy and shake a little bit. Maybe get the hair out of your face. This is a great pose to reconnect to your breath. Let's take one deep inhale together. Hold and exhale. Perfect. Coming into a balancing pose. Not like we haven't done enough of those. Rooting down through your left foot, grounding down through all four corners of your foot. First stop on this pose is just to lift your right knee up, flexing your foot, taking your hands, wrapping it around your shins, not at your knee. This is your first stop. If this is where you're at today, it's perfectly fine. If you'd like to go a little bit further, keeping your right hand, around your right leg, taking your left arm and slowly start to twist open. Picking a spot, either right in front of you or right behind you. Perfect. Coming all the way back. Taking your left hand, placing it on your shin, taking your right arm and reaching it back. Finding what we like to call a drishti spot, which is a focal point that does not move so that your gaze can focus on it. Exhale, come all the way back. And exhale and plant your foot down. Very nice. Nicely done. Roll out your left side, your hip, your ankle. Setting up for the other side, rooting down through your right foot. Lifting your left knee up, engaging your foot. Wrapping your hands around your shin. Pausing here, engaging your core, your glutes, your hamstring. Keeping your left hand on your knee, sending your right arm back, twisting and opening up towards the right side. Your next inhale brings you back through center. Maybe regain your balance. Right hand on left shin. Left arm goes back. Next inhale brings you back through center. And exhale, plant your foot down. Roll out your right side. Awesome. Coming to the long side of your mat, taking your legs wider than your hips, turning your feet out, and ever so gently start to lower your tailbone towards the ground, coming into goddess pose. Tucking your tailbone, pulling your pelvis in, activating your core. Sink to your level, making sure that your knees are still in line with your ankles. Few options for your hands here. They can stay right here on your thighs. Come to prayer hands. They can come out into a T. They can come up overhead in prayer hands. Whatever's most comfortable for you, take that. What we're going to do is just going to settle in. This is a great opening for your groin and your hamstrings. I'm also feeling my glutes firing. We're just going to breathe here for 3 breaths. Reconnecting to our breath, reconnecting to the goddess within us. On your next inhale breath, slowly start to straighten your legs. Turn your feet inwards and meet me on your sit bones onto your mats. Coming into what is called fire log, we're going to stack our legs on top of one another. So just folding our legs like this. Foot on top of knee, knee on top of foot. This pose really depends on how open you are through your hips. So if this top is like this, that's perfectly fine. If you have a block, a pillow, a blanket, roll it up and just tuck it under there if that feels more comfortable for you. Engaging your feet to protect our knees, making sure that both sit bones are rooted down on the mat. Tenting up our fingers, rolling our shoulder blades back, opening up our chest. We're just going to take a couple breaths here. Now slowly start to walk our hands out in front to your depth. You should start to feel your right hamstring or whichever leg is on top, that right side of your hamstring and your hips start to open up. Stop when you feel that and just sink into the pose. Every exhale brings your chest closer to your legs. On the next inhale breath, slowly start to walk your hands back. Left hand goes on right knee as you send your right hand back behind you, rolling your right shoulder blade, leading through your chest. Nice spinal twist here. Exhale, come back through center and switch sides. Now my left leg is on top of my right. Flexing my feet, making sure both sit bones are rooted down on the mat. Rolling my shoulder blades back. A few breaths here. Next inhale breath, start to walk your hands out in front of you. Slowly start to lower your head, come into your depth. Next inhale breath, lifting your head, walking your hands back. Right hand on the left knee, sending your left hand back behind you, rolling your left shoulder back, opening up through the chest. Nice spinal twist to the left. Coming back through center, meeting me on your back. Bringing our knees into our chest, wrapping our hands around our shins, activating our toes, just pushing down and breathe for 3 breaths. This pose is called wind relieving pose. It's great for if we have menstrual cramps, bloating. Your next inhale breath, release your right leg down, straight down in front, keeping your left knee in towards your chest, and just ever so gently pull it towards your shoulder, opening up your hips a little bit more. Perfect. Release your left foot down on the right side of your leg. And from here, setting up, folding everything over towards the right. So you send your left arm out. Neck follows your left hand if neck allows. Nice supine spinal twist here. You may feel a couple pops in your back. Next inhale breath brings everything back up. Left leg out long, bringing your right foot in towards your chest, wrapping your hands around and sending your right knee towards your right armpit and shoulder. Opening up the right side of your body. Next inhale breath, release your shin, allow your right foot to drop to the left side of your left leg, folding everything over to the left as you extend your right arm out long. Nice spinal twist to the right. You may notice that one side of your body is tighter or looser than the other. That's perfectly normal. Go to your depth. Breathe into the stretch. Allowing gravity to do the work as it draws your right knee towards the ground. Next inhale breath, bring everything back up. Mindfully allowing your feet to come out as wide or wider than your mat, allowing your feet to fall out to the sides. Setting yourself up for Shavasana. Wiggle and make any last adjustments that you may need. Palms can remain facing up if you'd like to receive some energy, or if you still need some grounding, planting your palms down onto the ground. Reconnect with your breath, allowing your belly to rise and fall naturally, allowing your eyes to get heavy, removing your tongue from the top of your mouth, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your shoulders, rooting them down into the mat. Relax your arms and your hands. Relax your hips and your lower back, allowing all tension to just melt down and away from your body. Relax your glutes, your hamstrings, your thighs. Relax your shins and your calves. Relax your feet and your toes. Allow any tension that's left in your body to sink down into the mat. I invite you to start bringing micro movements back to your fingers and your toes, wiggling them ever so gently. Maybe start rolling your wrists and your ankles. Bringing your feet to touch the bottom of your mat, reaching your arms up overhead. Taking a nice long stretch, starting at your fingers, moving down through your body all the way to your toes. And when you're ready, meeting me in a fetal position on your favorite side, using your bottom arm as a pillow. And with eyes remaining closed, slowly start to come back up, meeting me in a seated position on your mat. Sweeping your arms out to the side, gathering up all the good energy we just created, palms touch overhead. And as we hug our hands down through heart center, stopping at Anahata, our heart chakra. Thank yourself for taking this time for yourself today, stepping on your mat. Slowly start to blink your eyes, allowing the natural light to come back in. Welcome back to the physical space. Thank you for stepping on your mat today and flowing with me. I hope whatever today holds for you, I'm sending you great vibes, love, and light. Until we meet again.